Hello and welcome to Talkin Doctrine. If you are familiar with me from my TikTok account at Bridge Thoughts, I'm pretty sure that's where most of you are going to be coming from. But if not, if you just stumbled across this, thanks for being here. Just a basic little overview about me. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have been throughout my entire life, but I did go through a faith crisis that lasted about a year and a half. But after what is now multiple thousands of hours of studying, I reached the conclusion that there's just as much evidence the church is true as there is that it's not, and so I decided to believe. So I am, just to be honest, I am academically and logically convinced that Joseph Smith was a prophet of God. And I made this podcast because I love having conversations about that. On one of my favorite parts of being on TikTok is TikTok lives and doing lives with believers or ex-members of the church and just having long form conversations. I just think it's so fun to have conversations with people you agree or disagree with, and with the ultimate goal of like either finding common ground or like where are we different and where like can we not reach each other type thing, in totally respectful ways. And so I wanted to do this podcast to continue that part in a way where people can go back and watch it, and I can share clips and stuff online. So yeah, that's why I started the podcast. If you guys have any like tips or ideas for me with doing this podcast, like specific things you want to see me like reacting to, like a specific Mormon Stories podcast episode or an LDS Discussions website thing, anything like that, if you want to see that or any types of content, it's pretty much an open book. I'm open-minded about anything, so just leave it below. Future episodes I have planned. I've already recorded like 6 episodes interviewing different people. And I also want to share my own personal conversion story where I run through like slideshows going through my life, and how I ended up in the place that I am today. I want to do a podcast series responding to the CES letter, like bringing on like a couple different experts in different topics the CES letter brings up, and responding to those topics to see like what claims the CES letter making are accurate versus inaccurate. What are some questions we have, assuming that their criticism is correct? What are the evidences that go both ways? Just so people have good resources when engaging with those hard questions. I want to do like a series where like I respond to like the most viewed like hashtag #XMormon videos on TikTok over the last month, and kind of see like, are they accurate? Are they reasonable? Just in my opinion. And I do want to make something perfectly clear on this podcast. Like nothing that myself or any guest says is in any way, shape, or form binding on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as an organization. Nothing we say represents or is speaking for and behalf of them. These are all like based on our own study and opinions. And I also want to say, since these podcasts are like usually over an hour long, up to even like 2.5 hours, like anything the guest says or myself says, like don't always take it at face value. Maybe we don't mean everything we say over a 2-hour podcast, when we're talking fast. And with that said, if I don't give like I bring an ex-Mormon on, I've done in a couple ones I've recorded, and I'm not giving specific pushback in different areas. That doesn't mean I'm accepting or endorsing their arguments. It just means I'm picking my conversations wisely, because I want to have a productive conversation. Every time they say something I disagree with, I fight it. It's not going to be a super productive conversation. So yeah, that's a little basic overview of the podcast. If there's anything you guys want to see, again, please leave comments down below. I appreciate anyone coming out to watch, whether you're coming from my TikTok, a personal friend of mine, or if you just randomly came across this. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, and looking forward to doing this for who knows how long. Just seeing how successful it goes.